Hi, Paul Sakis, Good News Plan. I'm here with Rob Davidson. Hey, how are you doing today?
Doing well, thank you. Thanks for having me today.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward. You're the CEO of Life Waters, a member of the and director of Cure Pharmaceuticals, drug delivery technology. You have a lot of knowledge in that regard.
Right.
Hemp agriculture, which is growing in leaps and bounds. You
Absolutely.
went to Villanova, Cambridge. You do volunteer work. You're a good guy. Third world countries, tropical deserts, sex trafficking. You're an author and a Pilates. Were you an instructor with Pilates?
More fitness, not Pilates, but mostly fitness, different, different fitness movements, but I guess exercise in general.
There
Yeah,
you go.
yeah,
All
yeah,
right. Well,
yeah.
we're meeting through Ms. Ma, who's
Yes,
involved with Life Waters, and water is a big subject. Actually, we just
absolutely.
uh, uh, came out with a reality that we're going to do a big concert for the World Water Day, which
That's
is
great.
March 22nd. Hopefully,
Right.
you'll have Life Waters involved with it. We booked
Sure.
Times Square, we booked some other big venues, and hopefully the whole world will pay some more attention to water. Water's the sustenance of life.
It really is, right? It's in everything. You need it for everything. That's for sure. Yeah.
You have some technologies to infuse healthier. Well, you tell us.
Yeah, healthy and nutrients. So you mentioned my background in, drug delivery, nutraceutical delivery. Really delivering it better to the body is really functionally what we try to do. Typically people are taking pills and they're taking, they're drinking cough medicine or liquids or shots, injections. I mean, those are the typical ways to get delivery done. There's nasal delivery and there's some others, but as you know, and you mentioned, water is a very vital nutrient for the body. It's really important. We have to drink it. We have to intake it. So because it's so vital in every cellular level in the body, we looked at how do we infuse some of these really important nutrients into the water. So when you do drink the water and it's up to, there's an uptake into the cells, how do you get that nutrient, into the body more effectively? So our scientists behind the product has created what we call we'll call them life water drops. I like to call them the life sauce to water, right? And this is our life water label. I don't know if you can see that.
We can. That's
We
good.
are, we
Thanks.
are, yeah, we're working on some new ones. But basically, what he created was, and I'll show you, it's really interesting. I
So hold it up a little, please.
yeah, I'm going to, as soon as I get it ready, I'll hold it up.
Okay, great.
I don't want to fail on camera, no, it's easy. Yeah, so it's a basically several ingredients in this dropper. It has curcumin, turmeric, vitamin C, which is really important, and cayenne. So really cellular energy, if you will. Also anti-inflammatory, some of these ingredients. If you look up the ingredients, there's plenty of studies on the ingredients. This is just kind of the first product that we've put together that you can actually add to your water. So you do about, I'll show you, you can do 20 drops of this water. And because it's in a nano encapsulation, liposomal encapsulation, it will diffuse. If you see that, it will actually diffuse evenly. It's highly soluble. You don't get any of the crystals or graininess. And it really it becomes one with the water. Because it's such a encapsulated active, it's protected. So there's no degradation in the water. It keeps the shelf life stays, sufficient, within the water itself. And when you drink it, because it's a small encapsulation, a protection around the actives, it actually gets into the body more effectively, into the cells more effectively, and it does its job. So you wanted a lot of drugs or nutraceuticals that we take and it goes through the gut. And what happens in the gut? It actually breaks it down, it degrades it, and then you're not getting the amounts that you could get if you protected it and got it into the lower intestine by drinking, the water, or getting it into the cells faster. So
Kambe, as they say in
it's
China.
also, yes, Cambay. It's actually no artificial sweeteners. This one's non-flavored. We are working with some natural flavors, but it's basically no artificial flavors or coloring. You'll get the yellow out of this, and that's because of the turmeric, which is curcumin. If anyone's ever cooked with it, you'll know that it's a yellow powder. But you'll see it throughout, and it's it's a great tasting water, and it actually does give you energy, which is nice.
I'll second that emotion. I'll
Yes.
double it up because I met with our mutual friend also, Jeannie Yee, and some of the people involved with this, as I am too. And we were actually, my buddy owns Ayurveda,
Sure.
Indian restaurant with old Hindi science,
Right.
and which has food with turmeric is like
Turmeric.
a given.
Yeah.
And that food has spice, has flavor. I mean, the original spice merchants, and so it was a perfect. Ginny had the drops. I put it in the water, and I'll be straight out. This is for real. I had a natural high. Yeah. I felt stronger. I felt
makes sense.
Enlightened, and it was a good feeling.
Yeah.
I don't know. I commend you. I don't know how but it must take some
good scientists.
How much turmeric, how much vitamins. I'm at the thing. I get 2,000, 1,000, 5,000.
Right.
So, but you know how to do that.
It's really not about exactly. We get the dosing you need, but it's really about getting the dose delivered to the body effectively. You could take 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C and only get maybe 200 milligrams absorbed into the body, because of the nature of how it goes through the digestive system. What we do is in this, we protect the actives. The actives are within the encapsulant, and it actually gets into the blood without the degradation. So you're getting a higher amount of the vitamins into the blood and into the body, into the cells. I think that's really key here. I have to say, turmeric is a great active if anyone has, pain or inflammation or even GI issues. And I can attest to this. I was diagnosed with Crohn's about 20 years ago. And that's a GI disturbance. It's an autoimmune, and you have inflammation. And I do take turmeric regularly every day. Before this product, I was taking turmeric, putting it on my food, and it really works well for that inflammation and for GI issues. On top of that, we have some other actives in the water that also work well. So ginger, curcumin, vitamin C, ginseng. So,
how about if you're not putting it into water? I guess you don't take it straight, do you? You don't take
you could actually. It doesn't hurt if you did 20 drops on a spoon and you wanted to take it that way. You definitely could. What we're doing, and I don't think, Paul, we talked about this, but we're really, shipping water is expensive and heavy. But also when I travel a lot, so what do I want to do? I want to be able to take this with me. So in this little bottle, right? This little bottle, I can get 30 bottles of water out of it. So I can get 30 servings out of this one bottle. So that's how compact it is in the concentrate for the active. So you can, instead of shipping or lugging around water, I just put this in my suitcase or my backpack, and I can have it at any time I want, which is great.
How about I'll just throw out some other interesting comments. So I make a lot of. I like to boil food.
Yeah.
And I boil salmon. I boil chicken. I think it's a healthy way to eat. On the other hand, I put different vegetables in there.
Yeah.
And I do put spices in there.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, how could this go in some in my chicken?
You probably could put it into a finished food. I wouldn't boil it because it may break down the encapsulation. Boiling is an extreme heat, extreme temperature, so that could break it down. But I would definitely put this, like, once my food's cooked, you could put it on top. There's no flavor, so you're not. That's what's nice about it. It doesn't change the flavor.
I'll agree. I am a Scout's honor. I agree with that as well. It turns yellowish. Yeah. And when eyes are very
yes,
they speak of them to themselves. Yeah. I looked at it; it's yellow. I'm taking it. I said, "Well, is this going to be the 7-Up?" But
yeah, or the Mountain Dew, right? It looks like Mountain Dew a little bit. That's what it looks like. Yeah, you'll get a little of the turmeric taste, but a good it's just very unassuming taste, if you will.
So what are the plans? In other words, where's the water come from? How do people buy it? Is it on the market yet?
So in In the U.S., we're not selling the water itself. We're selling the droppers to put into anybody's water because, again, I think you want it to be very easy to use. Less plastic in the U.S. And, I just want to make sure that we give everyone the opportunity to get this and put it into any drink they want. You can put it into juice. You can put it in, it doesn't have to be water. You can put it into almost anything you want to drink or eat if you wanted to. To me, that's the key. Where the water comes in is in China, and the story. I think there's in an area in China, there's a beautiful mountain, and maybe you want to talk about that. I think you probably have a lot of background on that.
Just that it's let's say because China's such a big country, it's up there, like on the border of Korea. I mean, Korea's across the water, but it's at that part, to the northern area.
Yeah, and they have very pure water there, which is really, it's just some of the purest. Yeah, absolutely. And, so they're using that water with our drops. And actually, the Life Water has been created that way for China, for the Chinese market. Now, shipping that water here would not make a lot of sense. And we try to be as sustainable as possible. So we're looking at sustainable plastics, sustainable, distribution channels. This gets heavy and you're using a lot of fuel to ship it, a lot of space, a lot of plastic. So for us, using biodegradable plastics to create the droppers and shipping these in lightweight form, into the markets, we feel is a more sustainable approach. We're using all natural resources. So we're pretty excited about that. Recognizing that, there's a need for it. So,
I think they found by far the right man for this job because you have the background in the scientific background. I think there's also a Nobel award, maybe he didn't win
nominee,
award,
yeah,
but he was a nominee
Jerry
for a Nobel Prize in this area.
Yes, that's correct, Jerry. He's our scientist. He was the one who created and developed the drops. And he's very amazing scientist. Actually was one of the guys that helped discover the natural killer cells in the body. And I think that's what he got he was nominated for. Just to be nominated and be in a list of Nobel Prize winners or nominees is phenomenal. But he's quite the scientist, and really not just a scientist. He really cares about what he does and helping people. And I think that's what's so important about the Life Water team. Including Miss Ma and Jeannie and the group, they care. They want to make a difference. Again, I spent a lot of time in sustainability, Cambridge Institute of Sustainability. I studied at Cambridge for that. We worked a lot on water. Water is a big deal in emerging markets. A lot of disease can come from water if it's not filtrated right and it's not done well. And it shows how vital it is because it's a nutrient that you need. You cook, you clean with it. You shower with it, you do everything with water. So to be able to be involved in something that's more of a sustainable project, but that brings water to the forefront, it's very exciting for us. So.
Yeah, no, myself as well. We have our 20 plus years in involvement with water and with our show, The Water Hour, and water is, the sustenance of life. We cannot live without water. And there's these concerns also with water coming up on our shores. So
yes, absolutely.
There's a lot to do with water. So
this is the perfect timing too, Paul. Right in Europe right now, the climate. There's a lot of climate protest. For climate change, for doing something about climate change, not just sitting back and watching. So there's a lot of people that are really pushing in the right direction to make changes that are needed. So it's an exciting time. And this week, as you know, in Europe, that there's a big conference. So on sustainability and kind of, meeting those environmental, hopefully net zero, eventually carbon zero, which is a tall task, but down the road, very exciting if we can get there.
Yeah, the Glasgow group is, they're coming out with a lot of good concepts, and then we need actions
Absolutely.
upon them.
Absolutely.
It's all good. Let me add last one question. Let me ask you the good news for you in general. Are we moving forwards in science and longevity of life? How do you think? What do you think?
I think it's an interesting year to ask me that question. I would say, you know, even the U.S. Because of COVID, the latest analysis is that for men, unfortunately, we lost about 2 years of you know, our expected life expectancy went from, I don't remember the exact number. I thought it was 76 to 74, somewhere around there. Because of COVID, really, because, you know, you had quite a, you know, many deaths in that category at that age group. But overall, I think we are. We do have to be ready for the next pandemic. This isn't the last one. This is why this is so important, right? The life water and this and the nutrients, because you want to take care of yourself. And people are learning that more and more now, that this is the time to take care of yourself. This is the time to build the immune system. Make sure you're getting the right nutrients. Make sure you're eating healthy and, you know, drinking a lot of water. It really is the time, because that is the best protection against a virus. It's the best protection against, you'll still potentially get the virus, but you're going to be able to fight it off more effectively. And that's really key. You know, even with these vaccines, you're seeing people that are vaccinated still getting the virus. But there's some protection there, right? You'll see, but people, and there's a lot of people that are really healthy and taking nutrients and strong immune systems. They're less likely to have severe illness and go into the hospital and potentially die. So I think one thing the pandemic has done is really created critical mass in people's need and want and desire to live healthier lives. And that's really, I think that we're in a pertinent time right now.
Rob, thank you so much. I think the one word that I think I heard a heck of a lot of is the word compromised. That if your body is compromised, and that takes in, you know, your immune concerns and many other kinds of things, cancers and whatever you are, you need to pay attention to your next mouthful.
Oh, no question. That's very true. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, it's all good. Rob, congratulations and all the good things you're doing. Thank you for doing them. And we look forward to working with you on this one.
Likewise, and thanks for having me.
Okay.